Baba, 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 Baba.
ويقرأ يا مكرني أتلا تايب لحد فلو طياتو يا ويد كقد خطفو تكيل كقد خطفو ما هم زوج إحنا قرا لما كرهوا
fellow Tigrayites, I almost said, because I'm so much involved in Tigray, that the world knows. They always say, the world knows. No, the world doesn't know anything. Please do not be as optimistic as you are. It's all our jobs to work and work and work on real understanding of what's going on. If we have a lot of beautiful stories like Nigiste Saba or King Menelik defending Ethiopia against colonialism and such things, what happens is a great deal of romanticization of a political entity which is extremely complex, has a lot of centers, a lot of contradictions, but in fact, in its core, has a lot of unsolved issues of violence, abuse, and power structures which allow abuse, and I would say even make abuse necessary for being in power. So we have a very, very fundamental problem here. The stories of power are presented as stories of Christianity, as stories of beautiful ancient traditions, but what is behind is disappearing from our sight. So this is not only true outside Ethiopia, this kind of mechanism has helped those in power who were thinking of war and of genocide and of killing innocent peasants. These stories have helped them to use the blindness which was created by these stories. So now let me come to the point. The world knows, no, the world knows the stories. The world has the dream of a big ancient country not breaking up. And they don't know that this is a country which has lost its inner balance since generations. The last 30 years was a sort of incomplete attempt to come back to some sort of balance. It was not achieved, had not been achieved. And here I continue to speak of the word delusions. We do not have only these active blindness, this active blinding in the international community who doesn't understand what is the reality on the ground, because no one tells them. I have to be very clear. There's no good instruments of letting them know, and they themselves have not developed good instruments of research. I, as a researcher on the ground, know that lack of system very well. There's also the problem on the other side, within Ethiopia. There's no good systems of information, no good systems of studying the neighbors, the realities on the ground. And this is precisely what I fear can be a source for future problems. One problem in this war was very clearly that no one saw it coming. While since I arrived in Ethiopia first time almost 30 years ago, I already heard talking of exactly this war. Now, I have been more than half of my life I have passed in Ethiopia or with Ethiopia. And you may know that there were always elites who had violent dreams of empire, and an empire means for them shining outside and oppressing those who may oppose empire within, even if millions will die, as Prime Minister Abiy had said.
Mama.
So
Mama.
in Ethiopia itself,
Kijk of je goed staat.
I've observed different kinds of groups who are dreaming of violence as a political
Nee.
and second, the great majority of the population who said, we are in a fine country, we are fine people. Yes, you are. But it doesn't help if we turn away our eyes from these traditions and stories of violence and practices of violence. And here, this is my point. There is a very huge task for the future, a very huge task. We have to identify also the very high degree of lack of knowledge about what can go wrong. Not only what has to be done that things are better, but also we need knowledge about what can go wrong. Abiy knew it, I think. Abiy used it. He knew what can be wrong. He explicitly pressed all buttons which were necessary to make everything explode in order to use it. There are few people who have this kind of mindset. But if you are not aware that this can happen, it will happen again.
Mama.
So,
Tot de wist dag. Je bent min.
I need more inner Ethiopian diplomacy. I need Tigrayans knowing Afar. I need Tigrayans knowing how much they share, also in a positive sense, with the Amhara neighbors, and how much these Amhara neighbors have been misused by their own political leaders and political delusions. And that's now an important point. We in Europe have exactly the same experience. We have the experience of long centuries of violence, and by getting confronted again and again to this violence, we have tried to build up systems of knowing more about each other, finding systems of communication, of knowledge, very incomplete, but I would say we are here in Europe in such a process. And that's what I'm hoping, that such a process can start now. Okay. If it's a country in the future, if it's a unified state in the future, we don't know. Maybe a confederacy. It may be a collection of different regions which are de facto independent or even dependent. We don't. We only wish that's the democracy. After the needs and the logic of war not dominating. And I assure you, I will be there. I want to be there. And I'm really, really grateful that you always gave me the chance to be with you. Thank you very much.
Very grateful that you were able to be here with us today. Continue to share your wisdom and your decide what's happening and what steps should be taken forward as we continue to fight for our environment. Thank you for the work you do. Your Tigrinya is way better than Hausa. I want to congratulate you on that and say good job. But I was nice the need and extending our advocacy out of the Tigrinya community, out of the Habesha community. Although we have been working hard today and last year, the international community supported still and we are the politics of what's happening.
Papa, you play this
neurosurgery at either comprehensive specialized hospital. Him also, like everyone else who spoke today, advocates for the people of Tigray by exposing the war crimes and crimes against humanity that continue to be committed on our land. We're truly grateful to have you here today. Thank you so much. Please take over.
Thank you. Just quick background. So I have
What is this?
with local money.
Candle.
It is a
Kisame.
part of the national university. They believe so strongly in the hospital, they contribute an additional 10% from regional fund. And they limited the development of private health care, which was different than some of the other regions in Ethiopia, because they wanted some equality between the farm to do with farmers.
Go ahead.
TPLF was in the leadership of the university. That was honestly a very important thing, and I was always impressed by that. I have to say that we knew that there were problems coming. We were surprised by what finally happened. And I just have to make a couple of points about how the Tigray response was. We took care of everybody that came in, whether they were civilians, whether they were Amhara, whether they were Ethiopian Defense Force or Tigray. And it was kind of cold in November, and we had a shortage of blankets and food. And before the invaded Mecca started to get this casualty, and I will never forget the Tigray mothers coming and bringing food and blankets for enemy bats, telling them, well, it's good you're alive. Your mother will see you again. I don't know if I will see my son again. And I saw that myself. We did immediately recognize that there were air-trained bat potatoes to be apparent. The locals pick up the accent right away. There was, and one of the things that I think that, and I've written about this, was what I call the civil defense of Tigray Hospital, which was a multi-ethnic, multi-religious thing. At the time the electricity was out, this was in late November, after the Tigray had left, the Tigray Defense Force had left the city, and the occupation forces came in and they started ransacking the city. So there was all sorts of communication through youth groups. We had been to artillery barrage that killed a lot of people, including my neighbors. I suffered a hand injury from a shrapnel that hit my house. That was totally unnecessary. They went over $20. But then what happened was the Eritreans these plainclothes Eritreans started to show up in these big semi-trucks, and they were going to raid the hospital. So what happened was the imam at the local mosque, because he had a generator called for prayer, he went over to the intercom and said, "We have to defend the hospital. We have to blockade so that we can get to the hospital." So block the whole street, and it's a big street. I mean, it's a huge block. They just formed this huge block all the way around the hospital. But it wasn't within our block. There were two boys in front of me that were just about to get away to be shot. These are not exactly what they are. They do identify themselves. In the hospital, they tried
they tried to stop us from writing things. They wanted us to write that every patient was shot by the TDF, that there were no casualties by the ENDF, there were no Eritreans there. They would do bad things with the nurses. They would even bring young ladies that left. Just horrible. I mean, we saw women that were shot in the back carrying their babies trying to escape from combat zone. And then of course the things that are well documented about atrocities to women, gunshot wounds to the vagina, mutilation, babies and young male children that were decapitated. Just horrible. I mean,
نفسي أو بدي تي في ريم
we would treat enemy soldiers and TDF soldiers. The TDF soldiers, we would treat them severely. So it was a very tough experience, but at the same time, there was this attitude in the city of patience, but working together. You know, we had no money, and actually, I moved down to kidney stone just recovering from it. And I had like 20 birr in my pocket, because normally they use the ATM to go to the bank. It was right across the street from the hospital, and they cut everything off, and so we had no money, and people were sharing resources. There was a lady who had one of those little stores by her house. She offered to give me 2,000 birr. You know, I was so humbled by that. It was, you know, I think that the community action in the midst of this terrible occupation. I mean, it was so dangerous at night. A woman could be picked up and raped. Young men would be just shot on sight. They used to leave the bodies. They would leave the bodies so that the birds of prey or the scavenger birds would circle above, and everybody knew there was a dead body there. Just like in the days of Mengistu, they wouldn't pick up the bodies. And that was used to intimidate. Even if you wanted to go, we were trying to have some communication with the Red Cross, and I was trying to inform the Red Cross about all soldiers that were injured, because I'm an ex-soldier. I've been in Mosul years ago. I've been in Central America. That's what you do. But we were blocked from that, and then all my stuff was taken. We tried to work with Catholic Charities to help the Iowa people. They wouldn't let us communicate with Catholics. Just a very tough situation. And even and I think the one thing that we had was a tremendous sense of betrayal, because we were a federal hospital and a federal university. We had students from many places, even many countries, training in the hospital or in the university. And we got no support. The Ministry of Health, the Ministry of Science and Higher Education just ignored us. Our acting president, she had a satellite phone. They wouldn't talk to us. And we went to speak to them, and they wouldn't talk to them. Then, when they placed this interim Tigray administration, mostly from Moreno, which was an opposition, even they became disappointed. They were happy supporters, they were like doing plans. We begged for medical supplies. The medical supplies never came during the interim administration. The hospital was just gone. Now they never got into the hospital because of this civil action, but basically they took every ship to the hospital, nothing ever came for the team. And I think, and I even now I'm hesitant to talk about this very much in detail, but we made agreements for graduate students and doctors in training and others who can no longer continue in Tigray for some Tigray to go to Addis. And this past week, we are getting reports. I just was hearing about somebody and I can't give any more details about it for obvious reasons. But these people are all being picked up now. Even I've had discussions. I had a discussion about 2 weeks ago with a young female doctor, I won't say anymore, who's of Tigray origin. She has a Tigray name. She doesn't speak Tigranian. She grew up in Addis, and she was kind of an anti-TDF person, and kind of it didn't necessarily support Abby, but didn't think it was doing wrong. She's been taken now, and so is her family, just because of her name. So it's so I left Addis in January of last year, and it's just horrible. And I mean, we are the hospital. I can tell you, all the hospitals are basically destroyed. Either is somewhat preserved, although they have to fix the MRI machines, the generator, the Eritreans did take some equipment from the oxygen producing machine. They also took, there was oxygen producing equipment at Velocity Industrial Park, which used that oxygen to produce. They took all that and they took it to Eritrea. So there's going to need to be a tremendous reinvestment. And the terrible thing here is what has happened. Ethiopia's destroyed its own factories. Destroyed places that were loans to be paid for. It doesn't make sense. And you have to understand that Idaho and Mecca University, we served even Eritrea. Patients from Eritrea on the border. We served, we were the referral center for the Afar. So I mean, it wasn't just damaging the team. And, so it just doesn't make sense to me. I can recall I made a few trips into Mosul. One time I was in support of the United Arab Emirates helping the U.S. with the situation in the Middle East. And I mean, what you see happening here is just as bad, if not worse, than what we saw with ISIS. But I'm trying my best to be a supporter. You know, I have a 7-year relationship with students and with families and with mothers. We had research centers in 8 places in Tigray. We were the first ones to publish about birth defects, which have to do with dietary insufficiency, not getting enough folic acid. We always had problems with the government trying to tell them that it's a problem throughout Tigray. And I mean, throughout not only Tigray, but all of Ethiopia, the government didn't want to hear that there were birth problems in this paradise in Ethiopia. But I'm extremely humbled, I forgot to say it, to be here, especially with Professor Nyson and Dualma and all of you and my good friend Wilbur. But thank you for having me. I'm very honored, and I just pray. I'm also an Anglican scholar, which I'm shocked because I've always been in awe about the Ethiopian Orthodox Church and the Muslim traditions and what a religious country it's supposed to be. This is like a schizophrenia for me. But anyway, thank you very much. I appreciate it, and God bless you all. I hope peace comes sooner than we do.
Thank you so much, Doctor. Thank you so much, Doctor. We're grateful for the work you were able to do while you were on the ground. We cannot imagine how difficult the mist happened, but we're grateful that you did it regardless. I'm sure the support you provided was a life. It made a difference in the survival of those that have been fortunate enough to visit your facility. Thank you so much for that, and we're still grateful for the work you continue to do and we hope you'll be with us along the way, not only until the genocide is over, but also in the rebuilding process, because our people and land is going to need so much healing, and experts like yourself are going to be needed even at a greater scale. So with that, I want to say thank you so much for making the time to be with us here today. And that would end our session of the speeches and messages of solidarity from our international allies. I once again would like to thank you all for being here, for making the time to share your insights and wisdom with the Tigrayan community as we remember the starting dates and weeks and times of the ongoing genocide. On behalf of the organizing committee, we're grateful for the work you do, and thank you so much. Thank you. From here onwards, we're going to proceed to messages of solidarity from Ethiopian allies. As you all remember, yesterday, in recognition of the dire situation in Ethiopia, 9 confederalist and federalist forces have come together and established a united front that will facilitate, among other things, the creation of a platform that would help all these different political fractions and liberation fronts to bring a political settlement that will to the ongoing crisis by recognizing the interests and needs of their respective community. So I'm honored we are going to have representatives of some of the 9 groups, but also some allies from the Ethiopian community advocating against the ongoing genocide. Our first speaker is Mr. Oda Torbe. He is from the Oromo Liberation Front and Oromo Liberation Army. Mr. Oda, please take the stage. Thank you.
Thank you, Miyaza. I'd like to start with thanking the organizers for having me here today. My name is Oda Torbe, and I'm here on behalf of the Oromo Liberation Front or Oromo Liberation Army. I want to start by expressing my sincere condolences to all those who have lost loved ones and face hardship due to the actions of Abiy's genocidal forces in the face of all the carnage that was rained down on Tigray in the last year by those who believe they can erase people of their identity and subjugate their voices. The people refuse to yield. They beat all the odds, and as we have now seen, they have turned the tide. Right now, it looks like we're moving towards what could be Ethiopia's fourth transition in less than 50 years. We have come to an historical mission, and this time we have to make sure that we get it right. We can never allow such kind of evil to reign in this country. And I'm very confident that the Oromo Liberation Army, along with all of its allies in this united front that was signed yesterday, will be the final change makers that will learn from the past mistakes and ensure what has happened before will never happen again. The popular refrain, "never again," is quite often uttered. It once meant something. It meant that we as humankind would stand in tandem in opposition to any force that would attempt to wipe a people out. But it has become more of a cliche in these last 50 years, 60 years since the Holocaust. We have seen too many times that the world is still very ready to watch idly by as genocide occurs. But we now have it in our hands to make sure that this does not happen again. We have it in our hands to give meaning to this refrain, "never again." So when we say never again, let us mean it. There has been too much suffering, generation after generation. Let us end that cycle together. So once again, I would like to thank the organizers. Thank you very much for inviting me.
Thank you so much. Thank you very much for being here today. And also, I think the steps that we embarked on yesterday collectively, it couldn't become at a right place because the ongoing genocide in Tigray is very devastating. But dictatorial regime in Ethiopia is not only bad news to the people of Tigray. The subjugation and atrocities continue to be committed all across Ethiopia. It's very important that people whose common ground and whose common causes are able to come together to pursue a path that would help them alleviate the suffering of their people collectively together. So as a Tigrayan, I'm very happy to see that all these 9 federalist and confederalist forces were able to establish the alliance yesterday And I hope this will facilitate the end of the genocidal war in Tigray, but also will bring peace and stability to all that deserve it, including the people of Oromia. So thank you for being here today. Our next guest is Mr. Abraham Paulus. He's from the Jabu Ban advocates. He's from the southern nation and nationalities in Ethiopia, and he advocates for supporting the crimes that are being committed against the people of Tigray. Mr. Abraham, please take over.
Can you hear me, guys?
Yes, we can. Thank you for being here today.
Okay, Mada, thank you really very much. I'm going to make my remarks in Amharic. Sadly, I wish I know how to speak Tigrinya. Regardless. But I'm with Zato Destalabatu, who is my real partner. I'm pretty sure many of you know. I want to start with the Desta's remark. We have been talking on some kind of live chatted. At one point, he said this in Amharic. በትግራይ ላይ ጦርነት የከፈተው አንደኛ ምክንያት ይላል። ምክንያቱን አንቀበለውም። ይህ ምክንያት በሰሜን ዕዝ ላይ ጦርነት ከፈቱ፣ በጀርባ መቱ ብለዋል። Well, the reality on the ground is differently. ምንድነው አቶ ደስታ አንድ ጊዜ ኮት ያደረገው ሁላችሁ እንድትሰሙኝና ኮንተምፕሌቲካል ኢት ኢዝ ቬሪ ኢንተረስቲንግ። እነዚህ ቦክሰኞች ሰርክል ውስጥ ለቦክሲንግ ኮምፒቲሽን ሲገቡ ፍሽካ ከተነፋ በኋላ ማን በቅድሚያ መታ የሚባል ነገር ይኖራል አይኖርም? That's what happened in Tigray. ሰሜን ዕዝ ላይ የተከሰተው ይሄ ነው። ፍሽካውን አብይ ነፋ። አዲስ አበባ ላይ ቁጭ ብለው አይ ሰረንደር እናደርግም፣ ማንነታችንና እንጠብቀዋለን እናከብራለን ብሎ ራሳቸውን በዳርጓሉ። ጨለማ አረጋለሁ ብሎ ነበር፣ አልሆነለትም። መጠነኛ ብርሃን ትግራይ ላይ አለ አሁን ሙሉ በሙሉ ባይሆንም እንኳን። ስለዚህ ይሄ የጨለማ ፖለቲካ ሮድ ማፕ እሱና መሰሎቹ ያተካከሉት ወይም ያበጁ ትግራይ ዩሚሌት ለማድረግ የተንቀሳቀሱት አልሆነላቸውም። እያየ እንደሆነ እሳቸውን በልቶ እንደሚጠፍ ነው የምናየው። ስለዚህ የማንነት ትግል በህይወት የመኖር ትግል ትግራይ ልጆች ማረጋገጫ ነው። ይህ ትግል የትግራይና የጭቁኑ ብሔር ብሔረሰቦች ይህንን የሚመጣው ከደቡብ ቢሆን እንኳን ከከምባታ ብሔረሰብ ስታግሊ ብዙዎቹ እያጨበጨቡለት ነው። ግን many people are behind the Tigray people, even though they don't talk openly. ይሄ ደግሞ ተቀብዬ አለመናገራቸው በየጊዜ የምንነግራቸው ነው። ከትግራይ ህዝብ ጋር መቆም ለእኛ ኩራት ብቻ ነው፣ የህሊና ነፃነትም ለህሊና መገዛት። ይሄ በደንብ ግልጽ ሆኖ መቀመጥ አለበት። የአህዳውያን እና የትዕቢተኞች ፖለቲካ ደቀ መዛሙርታት ኢንስትሩሜንታል ፊገርስ ነው የምንላቸው። የዛሬው ጠቅላይ ሚኒስትር ተብዬው የሚያራምዱት የፖለቲካ አቅጣጫ አቅጣጫውም ሞኖፖለቲካል፣ ሞኖካልቸራል፣ ሞኖሊንጉስቲክ፣ ሞኖ ኢምፓየር ቢልዲንግ ፖለቲካቸው የትም አይወጣቸው። ፕሮጀክቱ ያለቀ በፈረንጆች በእኛ
Mama.
ያለዋት ያላቸው ውጭ ሀገርም ያሉ ተጠራቅሞ መስመር አይችልም ደግሞ ታይቷል አሁን ማይወረወርበት ማይተኮስበት ትግራይ መፈጠር ነው ያለ ሪጋለ ተለያየ ኢትዮጵያ ተፈታተነች አንድ ላይ ሆነች አንድ ሁለት ወደ ትግራይ የማትተኮስበት ትግራይ መፈጠር ነው ያለባት ብሔር ብሔረሰቦች ያተከተሉ ትግራይ ለራሷ የትግራይ ልጆች ለራሳቸው ሲዋጉ ብሔር ብሔረሰቦች ያልተገነዘቡት ኮንትሪ ተገንዝበዋል ግን አልተናገሩ ይሄ ደግሞ ሼም ኦን ደም አብይ አድዋ ማለት ምንድነው እኮ በአድዋ በተረፉት መሳሪያ ነው ደቡብን የመጣው ምዕራብን የመጣው እንደዛ ነው አብይ ትግራይን ዩሚሌት ቢያረግ ኖሮ ደቡብ ላይ ነው የሚመጣ ነበር ያንበረክ የኢምፓየር ቢልዲንግ ፕሮጀክቱን ለማራመድ ስለዚህ ትግስታችሁ ትግላችሁ ኮንሲስተንሲው ዲተርሚኔሽኑ ለሌሎች ብሔረሰቦች ስኩል ነው ትምህርት ቤት ነው የሚለው እዚህ ያልተማረ ብሔር ብሔረሰብ መቼም አይማርም ሊማርም አይችልም እዚህ ነው መማር ያለበት አሁን ለምሳሌ ዛሬ አንዲት የደቡብ ክልል አፈ ጉባኤ ነኝ ብላ አንዳንዶች ሼር እያደረጋችሁ ነው ከኔም ጋር የተናገረችው አስተዋሪ ነገር የጥላቻ ፖለቲካ ምዘሩት ደቡብ አይወክሉም let me tell you clearly የደቡብን ልጅ አይወክሉም እነዚህ ሌቦች ለሁሉ ጊዜ የምለው የቲፒኤልኤፍ
No. I'm coming. خدنا إلى الثالثة خدنا إلى ينهرس مش هيدا ترسم طابع إدنا مش من ترسي ها إدنا مش من ترسي ها مش من ترسي إدي
Bye.
Ai they roll أصلاً تتعمل يفتح مني do you know that do you know that do you know that
Mama. Mama had. Mama
had.
Had. Had. Vaya. 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 Yo, corta la mamá.
احدقي عيننا كنت القرمة بابا عينك كنت القرمة احدقي ميدا بابا احدقي
Wow. Look at very easy to
طيبي طيبي عدنا طيبي كبلوا يا كبر
Oh, Mama.
احتاجي ده هير لاف በቃ እሱ ኦጎሪ ሱልዌ ወይ ሆነል
Mama. 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 Come here.
ታይ ሱልዌ አይ እንተ ኢዶ ታባቆ በለሳ ደርፋደ ነው በራስክን ወይ እግረይ edna መጽሐፈይ ትደርቢ ስነ ስርዓት ግበሪ ብሎያ በዛ ክነህርስ ፍጹም ወይ ከየለን መስመርዩ ኃይልና ህዝብዩ ኃይልና ወይ ከይንሳዓር ይቦገቦ ዘይንሰግሮርባ ፍጹም ወይ ከየለን መስመርዩ ኃይልና ህዝብዩ አሕደግ ዋዋ edna هاي زيشتنات لي تبعي خي لي تغلطي فيل ما يتبن نفسي عبجخ نرقرق نقول عني تراس بعدي قبلا هذي قسم كعسو يتكن يتمينا مسماري حيلنا حزبي حيلنا كاين السعر مسماري ይወገቦ ዘይንሰግሮርባ ፍጹም ወይ ከየለን መስመርዩ ኃይልና ህዝብዩ ኃይልና ከንስዓር ኣብ መሬት ይፅበበና ኣብ ስጋና ይቅርቅር ራስናን ፀላትና ስጋና ናሞራ ደምና ውሕጅ ይኹን ንፅንትና ይድቀቕ ሕሩጭ ኮይኑ ይበተን መስመርዩ ኃይልና ህዝብዩ ኃይልና ወይ ከይንሰዓር ይቦገቦ ዘይንሰግሮርባ ፍጹም ወይ ከየለን መስመርዩ ኃይልና ህዝብዩ ኃይልና ወይ ከንሰዓር ሽሽታዊ ንዳድ እናታት ኣብ ልዕሊና ይንጎድ መፈልቲ ኪሳራታት ንኽፈል ንኸፈ መከራ ውዲታት ይፍተልተል መስመርዩ ኃይልና ህዝብዩ ኃይልና ተዓወቲና ኃይልና ህዝብዩ ኃይልና ተዓወቲና ኃይልና ህዝብዩ ኃይልና ተዓወቲና